Hey, what's up everybody? So this is Virtual Glitch, and in today's video I'm gonna give you a ZENITH review. This game has been out for a couple months, so this video is definitely gonna be more accurate. So now let's get started. Character customization. It's your typical MMORPG game. You make an account for ZENITH, and then you can choose male or female. After that, you can choose what skin color you want to choose from, and then after that, you just do your typical customization. After that, you can choose two main classes. So this is important. So there's Blade Master and Mage. After that, once you choose one of those two, there's three subclasses: DPS, Tank, and Support. Blade Master is like more of like swords, so you like can do wield swording, and then Mage is like you can create spells. So that's what it is. A problem that I feel like people have came across from was in the character customization is that there's no beard option. So like when you're in a game and you're talking to people, you could kind of just grasp what age they are. So when you meet other people, you could kind of feel more comfortable in a way. That's pretty much all I got for the character customization. So now let's talk about combat. Combat for this game is really interesting. The first concept I want to talk about is the Blade Master. So you're gonna have two swords on your hips. Then you grab them to equip them. Usually the typical person would want to slash as fast as possible and obliterate their enemies, but it would do 0 damage. This game is more based on going slow and using more power and accuracy with your precision sword placements. There are also abilities you can use with your sword, and over time you will get them from leveling up. To use these abilities, you have to do certain like sword gestures, and you'll do these abilities, or abilities would just be like, oh, slash this mob or slash in general, and you'll do 125% more damage. So that's kind of like the abilities you would expect with using a sword. So the Mage class now I want to talk about is where you learn certain hand gestures to do specific elements. So that's kind of similar as like Blade Master, but this is kind of more harder in a sense. These elements will be unlocked over time, and these are called Godstones that I will explain eventually in the video. So this class is more of muscle memory. So if you have a good memory, this is definitely a good class for you. And if you don't like close combat such as swords, then yeah, I definitely recommend you to use the Mage class. I mean, it's pretty fun to use. And also they're gonna add a third class eventually, because they keep updating the game, and they also mentioned it themselves. Now let's talk about the menu. The menus, let's just say. So when you open it, you can see your map, inventory, and cooking station. That will be explained in a moment. There are also comfort settings to make your experience more better. So now let's talk about the cooking mechanic. So the cooking mechanic is really interesting. It feels like you're really doing it, and it is really fun creating recipes from scratch by finding them in an open world. From my experience, I found it a bit confusing. Like the instructions were kind of unclear, and some things were just not making any sense. This would be found from your menu, so yeah, definitely check there. Another thing I want to talk about is the cooking. Like, why would you do it? I mean, it's really important. Like, it's meant for preparation, so if you want to fight mobs raid dungeons, definitely would be beneficial instead of finding food on the road. So it's definitely important to prepare for advance. So that's what the cooking is for. I want to talk about the flying mechanic. So they state themselves that the flying mechanic was kind of stolen from Population 1, as their team has admitted. So instead, they made their flying mechanic more unique by doing 4 types of flying. Those 4 types are basic flying, sensitive flying, strafe flying, and head flying. So basic flying is just, your typical flying. You extend your arms and you just fly. You can't really do much, but yeah, that's all what it is. Another one, the second one, is sensitive flying. Sensitive flying is more of you extend your arms and you can be more creative in your flying by tapping your fingers together to fly more immersively. The third one is strafe flying. It's pretty much the same thing as sensitive flying, but except you can turn left and right. So yeah, that would be it's very interesting. So yeah. The fourth one is head flying, and it's pretty much all combined together, but except the fact that you can go right and left, but it rotates your screen around, so you can move around in the sky. So it's very interesting. Just a note you gotta keep in mind is that basic flying, you have guaranteed no motion sickness, but head flying has the highest chance of you getting motion sickness. So just keep that in mind, that sometimes the best of flying will have the biggest risk. So yeah, that's all I got for flying. As I said before, I mentioned godstones, so I'll explain that. Godstones are stones that contain great abilities, and over time you'll get it by leveling up. Godstones themselves can be leveled up as well. Communication is kind of confusing. From my personal experience, when I try to talk to people, I thought I was talking to people, but they didn't really hear me, and I'm still struggling from this day. I'm not 100% sure from the communication part, but once you figure it out, it is a completely different experience. The fact that you can talk to anybody, people are really nice, so you're gonna definitely have a good time. You're able to talk to different people from different types of backgrounds, so that's definitely beneficial. So everyone will connect somehow. You just gotta find the right one, the right type of people. So once you figure it out, it's definitely a fun time. So yeah, that's definitely what I got for communication. If you want to go check out my other review video, it's about the Oculus Quest 2, where I give out a concrete explanation about the game. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Logging out.